What's going on? This is my brother 215 of the Uncensored podcast, and this is part 2 of my Wrestlemania predictions. We already did and posted night 1. Now we about to get into night 2. We're going to break down the actual match card and then go over our predictions. But before I get into that, if you aren't already, make sure you hit that follow button or subscribe button, depending on where you are listening or watching this at. Like and comment. I need to hear your feedback. I value what you say, just like you value what I say. And if you don't value what I say, you just listen and just argue, I'm about that life too. But anywho, let's get right into it, man. The first match of the night and the most hype match for me is Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. We're going to get into that. The next match we're going to talk about is the 6-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, Penta, Rey Mysterio, I still don't get why he's in here, and the young OG, Javon Evans. Then we're going to have the Demon Finn Balor, who's going to make his return after 3-4 years, versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Jade Cargill defending her WWE Women's Championship versus Rhea Ripley. The Gingerbread Man, Sami Zayn, defending his men's U.S. title against Trick Willie, Mr. Lemon Pepper Steppers himself. And then last but certainly not least, the main event is your Tribal Chief Roman Reigns versus the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk. So let's get into the predictions. All right. And we're going to talk a little bit about the bill. But to begin, my very favorite match of both nights, the one that I'm most hyped for, the one that I feel like had the most consistent build throughout. We didn't get any rinse repeat. Everything was slightly different in its own way. And that's Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. From the moment that Brock Lesnar said that he was doing an open challenge for WrestleMania, we all was fantasy booking Obafemi. First of all, Brock eliminated Oba from the Royal Rumble, so we already knew we had to get that lick back. But who else that wasn't already involved in some type of storyline can go head on with Brock Lesnar? Oba can. Oba definitely can. And we've seen it throughout this entire build. He's not afraid of Brock. Brock is up there. We all know when you say a name like Brock Lesnar, you know dominance follows. But when you say a name like Obafemi, there's nobody else really right now on the roster that can hang with a Brock Lesnar, that can hang with a Roman Reigns that's young, like Obafemi. I knew since he was dominating in NXT that once he gets called up, he is going to be the one that you can shoot right up into the main event scene and nobody's going to complain. The man has aura. The man can talk on the mic. The man is dominant as hell. He puts on nothing but bangers in the ring. He is the perfect specimen of a WWE superstar. And I rarely say that. I've only said something like that when it comes to Kurt Angle, because I felt like Kurt Angle was one of them ones that could do it all. Obafemi is another one of them ones that could do it all. And we're going to see for sure come Sunday. But this build, I feel like it was perfect. We saw some dominance from Oba when he first stepped in and accepted the challenge, hit Brock with the craziest fall from grace that we've seen, and then stepped on his chest, pointed at that sign. We knew it was up. And we knew Brock wanted the smoke. We knew it. We knew Brock wasn't just going to let that shit slide. So the past couple of weeks, they just been trying to get after each other. And they finally put hands on each other. But we knew at the end, we couldn't keep on getting that. So you had to separate the two because there was just going to be too much heat between them. So they had to sign their contracts separately, with Paul Heyman and Brock coming out first to sign the contract. Then they had Oba come out and cut a promo against Paul Heyman after he signed. And he cooked. And not only did he cook, he made us realize how great he is. I already knew, but a lot of people on the main roster don't watch NXT, so they knew. That man is something special. And to go toe-to-toe with Paul Heyman on a mic, that's a good joint right there. That's a good joint right there. I don't know about y'all, but this is one of them ones where I can't wait. And for this to start the show, for this to be the first hour on ESPN, a lot of people going to be put on notice of what this guy can do. A lot of people are going to watch this actual match and they're going to say, who the fuck is that? And going to come back just for him. Them two going to put on something. And if y'all haven't noticed already by how I'm talking about Obafemi, Oba is getting this dub. In my eyes, he don't need it, but he should get it. Brock does not need this win, but if he did win, I wouldn't be surprised because it's WWE and it is Brock Lesnar. But if y'all want to really skyrocket this man's career, Oba needs to get this dub. Gotta happen. Next match we're going to talk about, and it really isn't much of a build to it because we didn't even see the qualifying matches that they had, and Rey Mysterio was just thrown in here. But the men's Intercontinental 6-man ladder match. Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, Penta, Rey Mysterio, and the young OG, Javon Evans. All I know is, and we all should know, this going to be one of them ones when we're going to talk about this shit for years. We're going to talk about this match as if this is one, man, this probably was match of the night. Because we all know it's going to be a spot fest. Look at the names. Think about this. When you get big names in a match, they're going to do some stuff, but nobody's really putting their bodies on the line. It's usually the ones that got something to prove that put their bodies on the line. And then you also got Penta, who don't care. He's just trying to put on a fire match. You got Dragon Lee, who don't care. He's still trying to put a name up there for himself. He's still trying to put himself out there. JD McDonough definitely trying to put himself out there, especially after stepping outside of Finn Balor's shadow since Finn Balor is no longer in the Judgment Day. JD about to put on some shit. Young OG, y'all already see what he can do on the ropes. Imagine what he's going to do off of a ladder. Now, Ray, I don't know, because Ray is old. He still be jumping around and shit like he young, but Ray is old. So I don't know how much we're going to get from Ray. And Rusev is kind of big, so he probably going to be throwing people around. Pause. But I want the young OG to get this. I want the young OG to win. If they're going to get this title off Penta, even though it's kind of early, I want it to be the young OG. But if not, Penta retains. But the young OG is going to be my pick. Next match we're going to talk about is Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus... The next match that we're going to talk about is Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus the Demon Finn Balor. First of all, anyone knows that Finn Balor did not need the Demon for Dom by himself. And the fact that Liv Morgan has a match, JD McDonough has a match, I don't see Roxy putting her hands on him, and Raquel, I don't know. She probably gonna be focused on what Liv got going on. That it's not required, but I get it. They're trying to do whatever they can to sell tickets. And Finn even said it himself in a couple interviews that he don't like when the Demon is announced. It should have been a surprise. I feel that way strongly too. It should have been a surprise. I was still hyped to see the Demon, but it should have been a surprise. And if it was the Demon King versus the Judgment Day, then I would understand why we're getting the Demon. But it's no way he comes back and loses. Because we've been waiting on this match forever. Date back to WrestleMania last year. I was there. Dom stole the IC title from Finn after he hit the coup de grace. He hit them both with a frog splash and then stole the pin and got that title. Biggest pop of the night, by the way. But after that, we thought the turn was going to come right then and there, fresh after that. But they waited a whole year after. Like, it was long overdue. But I'm glad we're finally here. And I'm glad we're finally getting Dom versus Finn. And I'm giving Finn the win. Next match we're going to talk about is the WWE Women's Championship. Jade Cargill, who was our champion, versus Rhea Ripley, who was our challenger. This buildup has been... It's been okay. It's been okay. Like, they kind of lost me when we first got their promo post their beef, their Twitter beef. Because I was like, oh, we got some heat on Twitter, which involved every woman on the roster. Then to turn around, and it was a compliment fest. You got a great body, or your body is built for this, or your body is built for that. The traps, the thighs, it didn't make sense to me. It didn't hit like I thought it would. But it turned around once Rhea got more aggressive, and then Jade obviously being that bitch, and then Michin and B-Fab aligning themselves with Jade. It made Jade look even more dominant. But then Rhea, in my opinion, her having Io Sky by her side, it brings down the aggression and it makes her softer. And when a match like this versus an opponent like Jade, you don't need a soft side of Rhea. You need that beast. You need that dog. You need all the aggression you can get, especially with Michin and B-Fab outside that ring. So for me, I got Jade Cargill retaining her women's championship. Next match, I hate to say this because I love this matchup, because the way Trick has been trolling the gingerbread man, it has been perfect. It has been perfection. Because since he started, he's been messing with Sammy. He has been getting in Sammy's head from the get-go, letting Sammy know that Trick is the bigger star, letting Sammy know that Trick is just different. Trick got that dog in him that Sammy don't have. And it is beautiful to see. It's beautiful to hear somebody young, up and coming, like Trick, going up against a veteran that is great in the ring, like Sammy. And now with Aleister Black in his ear, Cody spazzing on him fighting with the water bottle, Sammy is acting a little different. We getting a little more aggression from Sammy. Sammy's starting to take advantage of opportunities that he wasn't taking advantage of before. Like when Randy had that conversation with him about how he spazzed on Randy for taking advantage of an opportunity. He's starting to do that. And I feel like that's where we're going to disconnect and Trick is going to lose. Because I can see it now. Lil Yachty throwing a title in the ring for Trick to grab. I truly believe we're going to get Lil Nate as the referee. If y'all don't know what it is, it's Charles Robinson as a referee, because a referee got to take a bump. Sammy is going to take advantage of the fact that Lil Yachty throws this title in, and he's going to knock Trick ass out with that title. Because this is something, again, that one, Trick is not expecting, because, again, he said Sammy don't have that dog in him. Trick is taking this very lightly, and Sammy's going to get the win. I hate to say it, because I truly want Trick to win this title. I want the best for Trick. I'm rooting for everything black, no matter what, especially with the hate that black people get in this space. However, Sammy is going to take advantage of Trick's cockiness, the fact that Trick is sleeping on Sammy, and he's going to flip the script, turn probably full heel, and retain his title. You never know. We might have to run it back, and then he eventually wins it at Backlash. But for WrestleMania Night 2, Sami Zayn retains his U.S. title. And the main event, the OTC Roman Reigns versus the voice of the voiceless, CM Punk, your World Heavyweight Champion. This is one of my favorites too. And it's not just because it's CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. I'm lying. It's definitely got a lot to do with the fact that it's CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. But it's not based off of what we're seeing only in the ring, because they are doing a lot of talking online, especially Roman Reigns. Roman is cutting videos, talking real greasy. Like, this one feels personal. Like, they make this feel so real. They make me feel like they real life hate each other. Roman on some keep my name out your motherfucking mouth or I'm gonna punch you in it type. He on that type vibe. And I like when people on that type time. But this build has been, it's been okay. It's been okay because that last promo that they had together, you kind of lost me with that one. Because when we went from Roman starting the show off and talk about how he's going to expose Punk, how he's going to show how he was a hypocrite, which he did in that beginning segment. But then once we got in the ring, Punk finally apologized and he talking about how he envies Roman and Roman talking about how he envied Punk. And y'all lost me. Like, this is supposed to be one of them ones. I'm like, yeah, y'all really about to go in, but it didn't happen. For this to be the last promo that we're going to get before y'all match at Mania, I expected it to be way worse. I expected y'all to really talk greasy. I expected y'all to really end up saying, you know what I'm saying? I wanted all of us to pick a side and hate each other. Roman fans, Punk fans, people that choosing Roman, people that's choosing Punk. I wanted us to hate each other based off that promo, but we didn't get that. But anywho, I'm going with Roman Reigns to beat CM Punk in the worst way. It might be a little blood. CM Punk might need some air. He might need an inhaler, something. But I'm going with Roman Reigns to get that title because I feel like CM Punk should have lost that joint a long time ago to Braun Breaker. Let me say that. And for the people out there that want to say Roman should not win this title because Roman is not going to defend it, Roman is going to be a part-time champion. CM Punk has been a champion for what? Since when did he get that title back? I don't even remember. It's been a while, maybe close to a year. And it hasn't been a year. It has not been a year. I'm lying. It doesn't matter how long. CM Punk has been a champion for a very long time at his age and only defended it 3 times. Twice against Finn Balor, once against Braun Breaker. If that doesn't sound like a part-time champion, even though we see his face, even though he comes out and cuts long-winded promos, what's the difference between him doing that and not being in matches versus Roman Reigns either showing up, saying a little thing here and there, and then disappearing? Either way, the title was not getting defended. Either you're going to see him or you're not. But, like I said, I'm going with Roman Reigns to win the World Heavyweight Championship. But these are my predictions, mine and mine only. Again, I'm not here to influence you. I'm just here as a professional fan telling you my thoughts and what I'm thinking. I am my brother 215. This is the Uncensored Podcast. I am the Unk of the IWC. Whatever platform you're on, however you are listening to this, make sure you like, comment, follow, or subscribe, please, and thank you. And yet again, I am the Unk of the IWC, my brother 215. This is the Uncensored Podcast. I'm out.